Welcome, welcome. Solara here. This is my channel, SolaraSpeaks. On this channel, I delve into the tarot and oracles to get you oracle decks to get you messages, as well as sharing tidbits of knowledge, wisdom, information about the self-alchemical process, the process of returning home to self, the process of recuperating your lost power or your soul fragments, the process of recovering all of those aspects of self we lose to, well, so many things: systems, institutions, the world, family, society. It's time to recuperate the fullness of our power, and I'm here to help you do that. So I'm going to begin. I'm just going to go into the tarot and see what kind of messages I'm going to get today. I am going to do the usual spread. Well, this is a new channel, so first and foremost, if you vibe with me, please make sure to like and subscribe so we can get these messages out there. But it's my usual spread, which is normally a 3-card spread, but we're just going to begin with that. We're going to begin with some tarot and see what messages, and then we'll get into some other decks. I just want to kind of go with the flow and see what comes out. So in this particular spread, I don't let the cards fly. I spread the deck out in front of me, face down, and I pull the 3 cards that I'm being drawn to. So the first card I'm looking at is the overarching theme. Second card, challenges. Third card is the best way to navigate. I'm keeping the cards face down. I haven't turned them around yet to look, okay? Let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, we have judgment energy. Judgment. This is the energy that we're in right now. We are in Scorpio season, but judgment is also Plutonian energy. So this card, I lift it up, and what's right underneath? Justice. And what's below that? The 5 of Swords. And then what? The Devil. You can't make this shit up. 7 of Pentacles. 2 of Swords. Strength. 7 of Wands. I'm not even going to go on here, because it's very clear what the backstory is right here. Judgment is coming in. Judgment is coming in, and we'll go into it and we'll see how it is being enacted. If it's being enacted in the physical space, or if this is spiritual justice. But justice has come and judgment is now in place. So in other words, justice for whatever this energy is, right? The Devil and the 5 of Swords, which is really this energy of someone trying to keep you trapped in karma, trying to keep you trapped in karmic cycles, trying to keep you trapped in lower resonating energies and realities, trying to keep you bound in lower timelines, trying to keep you bound in fear, guilt, and shame, the trauma trifecta, to keep you out of your gifts, your talents, your powers, your wholeness, to keep you from moving forward and doing what it is that you came here to do at the turn of this age, right? The 5 of Swords is about cutting someone down. It's a card of trying to disempower someone, put them in their place. That's the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is that energy of trying to one-up a person, no matter what. It's trying to make them feel stupid, make them feel small, put them in a corner when they're meant to shine. All of these energies are the 5 of Swords, and really they are games of power, because swords always deal with power and our own personal autonomy and authority over self. But it also deals with collective authority and the way that that is exercised. So for it to come out like this is speaking about a lot of corruption, right? The 5 of Swords and the Devil, it's speaking of a lot of corruption of power. Now that could be on an individual level, and it could be collective, right? With the 2 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles here, this is the energy of the 7 of Pentacles is trying to work towards something, trying to build something. And it feels like this Devil energy kept on blocking, kept on blocking. You couldn't bring something fully into fruition. You couldn't get past the 7 of Pentacles. Didn't know why. constantly stuck in a stalemate energy, right? With the Strength card and the Two of Swords, and then we have the Seven of Wands, the Eight of, like it keeps on going, the Hanged one. It's like this energy, it's so many energies coming out here, right? So many different possibilities of stories. I can't get into them all because we haven't even turned the other cards around, but it's basically this energy of the corruption of power. And it could have to do with, you know, it can have to do with bullying, it can have to do with abuse, narcissism, it can be on the spiritual planes, it can be enacted mentally, emotionally, physically. What you need to know is that ultimately these powers were designed to corrupt your path, to keep you out of your divine glory. That's what it is all about. And judgment is coming for all those who have done that to us personally and collectively. And understand, understand that the reason that judgment is coming is not because, you know, these people didn't get warnings. It's not because we don't deal with, you know, like, it's not because karmic justice isn't fair or isn't even merciful. It's not like the laws of the universe don't give us the opportunity to right ourselves and correct our paths. Understand, overstand that the reason why judgment is coming in so harshly right now for so many is because at every turn when they've been given the opportunity to do the right thing, they've chosen not to. And not only have they chosen not to, but they've chosen to go further in their attempts to corrupt. In their attempts to corrupt, to use their power corruptly to corrupt the paths, to, when I say corrupt the path, I mean to take those of us who were here to facilitate the energies that are ushering in new earth. At every turn, what they've come to do is to try to take us off course, take us off our path, get us trapped in, well, all manner of prisons. This is what the Eight of Swords was coming out to show, you know, and the Hanged one was with the Eight of Swords. It's coming out to show, to get us stuck in all manner of prisons, whether they be spiritual prisons on the astral, whether they be, mental, you know, all the things that people do in order to groom you to believe certain lies about yourself that aren't true, to keep you disempowered, whether it's emotionally by playing games to keep you running back to a person who doesn't even have the ability to love you, or whether it's literally, you know, physical prisons and forms of enslavement. It's all the same energy. It just gets manifested in different ways, and its purpose has always been to keep those of us who entered this earth plane, to bring in the new earth. The point was to stop us, but here's the thing, they can't, and they never could. All they could do was delay us and keep us believing the lie, because as soon as we woke up, it's over for them. And that's in every facet of freedom and liberty. Once you wake up to what's being done and you heal yourself and you step into truth, it's over for those who try to enslave you, because the enslavement energy is rooted in fear and deceit. It's an energy that has to be kept alive through constant causing a person to be deceived by who you are and what it is you stand for, because that level of fear, deception, is necessary. That's what the Devil card is here to show. The deception necessary to keep people, you see these two, in chains. The levels, you don't even, some of y'all don't even know the sheer, like, the like fullness of what has been enacted against you. You know, because what we have to remember is as above, so below. So what you've been experiencing in real time physically is just a reflection of what's been happening to you, sometimes in other dimensions, astrally, etc. But what you need to know is that it was enacted first against you spiritually, and you need to ask yourself, who did that? That's what we're going to do here. Okay. Overarching theme, the King of Wands. This feels like some spiritual judgment. But remember that everything that occurs in spirit must also occur on earth. Everything that occurs in heaven, on earth. As above, so below. So right now, in this particular group, judgment has been decreed in the spirit realm for you. The King of Wands. King of Wands energy is, of course, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. But for me as a reader, the Wands energy speaks to me of, well, it's very intertied into the etheric reality, the etheric body, the spirit, the spiritual experience, dealing with the invisible, dealing with magic, dealing with the element of fire. So the King of Wands, when we get to the Kings, is a complete mastery. There's no longer the waiting that comes from the Queen energy of the receiving. The King has enacted this and is sitting on the throne, waiting now for it to be enacted through the mental space, the emotional space, and finally the earth realm, which is physical material reality, Pentacles. The King of Wands is waiting to pass the ball over to the King of Swords. That could be, a lawmaker in this realm. And the King of Cups, the mediator. And then the King of Pentacles, the one who's going to live the verdict, kind of, or benefit from it, right? So we're in King of Wands energy. It's being played out right now. It's in other words, there's no, it's not that the case has been closed per se, and yet it has. In other words, whatever these people were doing to you, they really can't do it anymore. And a lot of the time, if they do try, what's happening now is that energy is being returned just directly back to them. It's like they're facing instant karma. And the reason for that is that when you heal, healing is probably one of the most effective ways to return to sender, because this Devil, Five of Swords energy here is ultimately trying to play on your wounding. This kind of manipulation, coercion, even certain forms of magic cannot really take a hold or manifest in a person's life where it doesn't have the energy to grab. In other words, magic works where there's the energy to support it within the vessel. So the more we heal our own woundedness, the less opportunity we have for these things to have an effect. And when those things cannot have an effect on us, because it's energy, it just boomerangs back. It boomerangs back unless you choose to ground it, which I wouldn't. I would send it back at this point. Everyone is being called at this point to take full responsibility of their energies, their creations, their miscreations, all of it, right? In the challenge, we have the Four of Pentacles. You may be still feeling a little bit reticent. You may still be feeling like you need to hold yourself back in the world. You need to be overly protective of yourself. You may have had to deal with so much shit, especially recently, as we learn how to integrate and learn how to heal and learn about this in general. It caused a lot of us to pull back, and there was a definite need for that. We needed to do that. We needed also to be able to fully identify who we are and what our energetic blueprint is for self, so that we're able to know when someone else is trying to impose upon our energy. So your challenge here is that you might still be in that very closed off space, right? What I'm also getting, another message I'm getting, because I'm looking at this person holding their pentacle very close, and what I'm getting here also is that this person or these people, this group or these people who were corrupting their, were using their power corruptly, or their idea of power, because we know it wasn't real power. If you have to corrupt, it's not real, right? They are not budging. The Four of Pentacles is an extremely stubborn, stuck energy. All the fours in tarot are. It's Emperor energy. The number 4 in and of itself is a very stuck energy, and it serves the purpose, because you think of a 4-sided shape. That's a square or a rectangle. And if you want to secure an energy and get it to not move around and to stay still, then a 4-sided figure is good, a square, right? And that's the nature of the number 4, and the 4 is in tarot, and they derive from the number 4 major arcana card, which is the Emperor. Is a very stuck and stubborn energy that can serve its purpose, right? But it's in the challenge position. So on the one hand, you have these people who are very stuck and they don't want to stop doing whatever it is they're doing. They don't want to, they're very rigid, and they don't want the new age to come. They don't, and some of them, it's not even a conscious thing. It's just they don't want to let go and evolve because they're too afraid to move forward. They've lived in so much fear, and they've lived it, and they've courted so much fear, and they fear everything. They fear change. They fear what this new world's going to be. And it's like it's almost like they believe if I just sit still and I don't move, or I put my foot down and I continue to argue, it's like I can somehow change the turns of the tides. But when the tides come in a rolling, there's no pushing them back. They're coming in whether you want to admit to it or not. And so I feel like this 4 of Pentacles energy is confirming what it was I was saying before, and that is that you know, a lot of us were in that state of being very protective and holding ourselves back, and creating our own little boxes to stay in while we healed. And a lot of us did that also because we were under such terrible attack. But I feel like this energy is a challenge for us now, because it's time for us to get out, because we need to recognize and realize that judgment has actually already been enacted in the spirit realm. And it's only a matter of time before it starts to be seen in your actual physical reality. But in the meantime, you're safe. It means that anything these people try to do, you know, these energies try to throw at you, it's like you're a fucking boomerang right now. It just bounces off, right? So there's no need for you to sit in a box, because now, while it was helpful to be in the box while you learned your energy, protected yourself, healed yourself, now it's going to become restrictive, and it's going to like court that energy of fear that's got these people trapped. So now it's time to start to move out of that energy. And the 4 of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. It is the last decan of Capricorn, and the last decan of an energy is the full maturation of an energy. It's very interesting because we do have the Devil card here, which is, again, that Capricorn energy. But the 4 of Pentacles is like, I'm ready to graduate out of this energy. And every sign has its shadow and its evolved energy, and the Capricorn energy is really good for helping us to plan and to organize and to be strategic, and to move forward in the creation of our value. Because the Capricorn in the tarot, 2, 3, 4 of Pentacles is Capricorn. Then we move into Taurus energy, 5, 6, 7. So the Capricorn energy is really good for setting the foundation for what Taurus wants to bring also, which is your value, which is your abundance. So allow yourself now to move. Realize that your work in creating a foundation for yourself was already done in the healing. The foundation is there, okay? And now it's time to move in that, believe in that, in order for yourself to begin to accrue the value that you've been missing out on. And that is actually part of your birthright, okay? Yes, this is beautiful in terms of best way to navigate these energies. You are the magician. The magician, mercurial energy here also. You know, mercurial energy also Gemini and Virgo. You know, but really the card of Mercury, quick moving, quick thinking, quick feeling, quick everything, mercurial energy. But mercurial energy is also, it's as above, so below. This is why the magician stands like here, right? Because the magician realizes, in this card she's like this, right? The magician realizes that she has everything she needs to create her own reality, not manifest it. I'm not going to get into why the magician's not a manifester, she's a creator, and there is a difference. The magician has the ability to take everything that she's already been supplied with and create her own reality based upon the tools that she carries within. Okay, so she has her She has her wand, she has her sword, she has her cup, and she has her pentacle. Okay, and these are, I don't see these tools as being like separate from her value or his value as a person. You know, your wands are your spiritual gifts. Your swords are your mental gifts. Oftentimes how you utilize those spiritual gifts mentally and then emotionally in order to create your physical reality. You get what I'm saying? And the magician is in this position of beginning everything, of having realized and recognized that she or he has all of this power and getting ready to go and begin to create something new. And this is where we are. It's like, come out of hiding. It's time to create something new. Don't you worry, you're taken care of. You're taken care of, right? With the King of Wands and the Judgment card. I'm going to put this to the side. And I'm going to see. What do I want to do? Shall we go into the karmic deck? I don't really feel like going into the karmic deck for messages right now. If you want my karmic messages, I've done some shorter ones today. You can go back and check those out. I do those pulls of karmic energies every day because I think it's really important at this time. While we're still in this energy, many of us are still in this energy of trying to figure stuff out, and some people are just waking up to the deception they've been living in. And when that information starts to come, it can be really disconcerting, and you can really start to doubt yourself and then question your own sanity with all the messages that you're receiving about certain karmic individuals in your life. And so the reason I put out the karmic readings is to bring confirmation and to bring comfort so that you know, no, these things that your guides have shown you, nope, you're not crazy. This is confirmation. You're not the only one going through this. There's many of us going through it right now or having just come through on the other side. So that's what the karmic messages are. But I feel like this group, this message I'm channeling, you guys are beyond needing to know or get assurance about what has been happening to you karmically with people. Like, there's a time for that. And then there's a time when it's just like, okay, I get it, you know? So let's look at what's opening up for you and changing. This is beautiful. So at the bottom of the deck, we have intuition, your ability to connect with your inner vision and guidance for your path. So this is very much tied to this magician energy here. I don't know if I mentioned it. The mercurial energy. People don't talk about this enough, I don't think. But Mercury is very much tied to, you know, Hermes energy, but it's also very much tied to Thoth energy. And Thoth, or Thoth, however you want to pronounce the name, is a wisdom keeper. And not just a wisdom keeper, but a keeper of universal secrets. And that's what the mercurial energy also is about. Mercury is not just about, like, especially in our charts, it's not just about how we speak. Mercury is, or just how we receive communication. It's really about how we receive and put into action the messages we receive from the divine, the secrets of the universe that come to us by way of our connection with our own divine truth that allows us access to divine knowledge. Mercury is the energy that assists this. And this is why during Mercury retrograde, people who aren't able to flow with the energy deal with all manner of communication setbacks. It's because it's a time that has been set aside. We have it maybe 3, sometimes I think 4 times a year, where it's just like 2.5 weeks out of your life where you're being asked to slow down and connect with your own divine essence and see, am I on the right path? Have I learned my lessons? Am I learning the lessons of Mercury? Let's do a recap. It's for our own evolution and transcendence. But so many, because of this whole, you know, matrix system we've lived in, and, you know, the hyper focus on productivity and being overly, you know, out of balance with our masculine and our feminine energies, we don't know what it is to slow down and just take inventory unless everyone's doing it together on Christmas Day or Christmas. We don't know what it is to tune into the energy of Mercury retrograde, but also tune into the energy of Mercury just for ourselves, by ourselves. So the magician is very interesting. It comes out here in the intuition, because a very real part of creating your new reality and even creating new earth, if we look at it from a collective standpoint, not necessarily creating new earth, but embodying and living in the energy that new earth wants to educate us in, because new earth is an ongoing evolving creation, but it's already in existence, so we're not creating it from new. That's what I mean. But a big part of it is honoring that mercurial energy that is here to help us interlope with our own divine essence and the divine knowledge that wants to stream in, that contains universal secrets that are so important for our own evolution, but also for our rebuilding of the earth, right? Because that's really what we've come here to do as light beings. Very interesting what's changing for you. I love this. Transcending karma. Transcending karma. So for many of you, the judgment is coming. It's already happened for you because you're done with certain like really hardcore karmic cycles. And I ain't talking about like, oh, I dated a loser for 3 months. Like this was like a karmic lesson. No, I'm talking about some of y'all, and when I say y'all, I include myself, have had relationships with people this whole lifetime that has come in from other lifetimes. And for some of you guys, these relationships actually spanned all of your incarnations through the age of Pisces. For some of you, that's many, many lifetimes. You've had these karmic interactions that you haven't been able to learn the lesson enough to transcend it and to not come back into an incarnation where you had to deal with the same consciousness in a different body, right? And you've done it. You've transcended karma. The ability to alchemize also your ashes into beauty. In other words, to take the shit that, if you're a light being, you've been through it, and not just these 2 years, your whole life. But you're no longer playing victim or being victimized by it. And this is why you're transcending the karma, because you're able to take the shit that you've been through, that many of these people threw towards you, orchestrated, manifested for you, and you also contributed by not knowing, and sometimes knowingly just not trusting yourself and your guides, but you've transcended it, and you've taken what was meant to destroy you and you're using it to build a new and beautiful reality. You're turning your ashes into beauty, and you're learning the purpose of it all. For the purpose of evolving, you're learning what the point of all of this was. I don't know if you can read my writing. But it pretty much just is transcending karma, the ability to alchemize ashes to beauty, the ability to learn for the purpose of evolving. And because of that, it's like the judgment has come because you have learned. Like the thing about karmic situations, karmic people, karmic lessons is that as much as they're karmic, they're divine. And the reason they're divine is it's because it's what the divine, whatever you want to call the divine, God, spirit, it's what the divine uses in order to shape us, to help us to ascend. So there's nothing that anyone really, when you think about that, and this is how we kind of dispel a lot of the fear that has us in this Four of Pentacles energy. When you think about that, there's nothing that a person, a karmic individual or situation can throw at you that's not here to make you better. It's all in the whether you rise into your power and realize so many lessons concerning it that are what you need to break out. Some of the lessons are, I deserve more. Why am I putting up with this shit? This is not who I am. Like, that's a huge part of the lesson, is rising into your power, and out of being victimized or out of being a victim to your circumstances, because you are divine. You are divine, and the truth is nothing can stop you. But for as long as you believe that something can, It does, because that's how powerful a creator you are. You create your reality based upon what you think and feel. So for as long as these people, energies, entities, systems could have you thinking a certain way about yourself, thinking poorly about yourself, your feelings automatically will almost always line up with what you think. And it's just a matter of which feeling is the strongest. And it's through the avenue and the birthway of the strongest feeling that your physical reality is created. So I was just having this conversation with my daughter earlier on today, like fear and or anxiety and excitement are essentially the same energy, right? And you can even realize that through the visceral experience, especially if you've ever suffered from mild anxiety. I've suffered from full-blown like panic attacks, not anymore, but the energy, the way you experience it in your body is very similar. The only difference is where your mind is. So anxiety comes when there's a lot of, it's the same fast moving energy and you feel it in your body, but where your mind is in a state of fear. It's afraid of it, right? Whereas excitement is more an embracing of the same energy. Now, the reasons behind both are going to be different. Of course, you don't want to be excited when something is supposed to give you like a little bit of fear, and vice versa. But this is where sometimes our emotional bodies get a little bit confused because we have not been taught how to properly tune into every aspect of self, right? Including how our emotions work. So I say all of that because let's say you have, like a goal, right? And you decide, I'm going to do this. And it's something you have a lot of fear around, as we tend to with anything that we make a big goal in our lives. But there's two ways that fear can, come out. Two ways that fear can be presented. And it can either be anxiety, which is rooted in the belief, this is too big. I'll never get it done. I'm not good enough for this. This is too good for me. And all of those things. And if that's the dominating energy, the dominating feeling that you're going to attach to the goal or to what it is that you've mentally decided you want for yourself, then that's what we're going to create. We're going to create more situations that affirm that strong emotion. So we're going to have more things happen that feel like, yeah, I'm absolutely right. I am I'm not good enough for this. And it is too much and yada, yada, yada. And that's what we're going to be calling back to ourselves, right? Now, if we take the same goal and instead of anxiety, same energy, but we channel it into excitement, and we allow the excitement and the newness and the curiosity that can arise when we're excited and we're doing something new, and we allow those energies to take us to birth our reality, then what we're going to get is in the physical something that affirms our excitement. So we are very, very, very powerful creators of energy, creators of circumstances. And yes, so we are, where was I going with all of that? I don't remember. But anyway, with the Magician card here, as how the best way to navigate these energies, it's really time to tap into our ability as creators. I'm going to say one more thing that I've already said earlier on today. That is that we are all being held responsible now for our creations and our miscreations, because that is a part of sovereignty, that many people don't want to really talk about. We're responsible for everything when we choose to be sovereign. The things that we create and the things that we accidentally create, or the things that we create knowing full well that we shouldn't be creating them. There's a bigger sense of responsibility that comes with that too. So also, what else is changing is your money and your ability to make money, which is also why you're being called to come out of this Four of Pentacles energy, because for as long as you're in that energy of holding yourself back and kind of holding your value in and holding everything you've accumulated in this time, For as long as you're doing that, the energy can't flow. Energy flows and circulates as we put it out, you know? So yes, of course you have to follow your own intuition and your own divine guidance when it comes to this. But it's definitely time to start to, for all of us to loosen up, is really the message I'm getting here. What do I want to do? Let's see, should we get some guidance? Some practical advice on how to do that. Go into my advice deck and see. So many cards, so many possibilities. Let's see. Let's begin here. This is already 35 minutes and I don't want to make this reading too long. I might just close it out with this actually. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we do have egg cleanse. So clear your energy of evil eye and other people's projections and see what ails you, okay? So the see what ails you part is the reading of the egg cleanse, right? To get to the bottom of what it is that you've cleared and cleansed out of your energy field. But yeah, right now, I guess cleansing work is very important. You know, it doesn't have to be an egg cleanse. I think egg cleanses can be very, very useful when you're dealing with psychic attack and evil eye energy and, you know, other people's projections, you know, mental energy attacks. That can be very helpful, especially when you begin to you are manifesting what it is that people are sending you when you might begin to feel it physically in your body and even get sick from it. So egg cleansing is great for that, but there's so many ways you can cleanse. If you are not comfortable with egg cleansing or you don't know what egg cleansing is, you know, salt baths. I like to use herbs, and that card did come out. This card, it says connect with herbs and spices through magic, ritual, and healing. I like to work with herbs, and so for clearing and cleansing, I'd create a herb bath with hyssop, and I'd use salt also, either Florida or Kananga water. And the salt I'd use, I wouldn't use pink salt for cleansing. I'd use either rock salt or some kind of sea salt. My favorite is Dead Sea salt, to put to death certain energies. Hyssop, sage, of course, is another great one, not just for burning, but to create, so you would create to create a sacred bath, you would put all your herbs in a big heat-proof bowl, a metal or a glass bowl, and pour boiling water and let the herbs seep until it's tea, and then you can either strain it into the bath or you can put everything in the bath at once. Clean up after that is never fun, so I wouldn't recommend it. But yes, so herbs for that that I personally work with for cleansing and clearing in baths: hyssop, sage, even mint can be really powerful for clearing. If you really want to go there, and you've had people who have literally tried to attach themselves to you energetically beyond just regular courting that happens when we have a connection with a person. Garlic, it ain't gonna make you smell good, but it gets the job done. Rosemary is also, you know, great for cleansing and clearing. Citrus, you know, lemons, especially limes, grapefruit, great for cleansing and clearing and freshening energy. I can't really think of anything else right now. Those are the main ones I use. I will almost always use hyssop and maybe sage. And caraway seeds are good to deal with the spiritual purpose of the manifestation of certain diseases. It's also good for protecting children. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't really think, and I haven't gotten my full, I'm beginning a deck of herbs. I am a medical herbalist, well, qualified. I don't practice, but I am creating a deck because I've always used herbs more magically and nutritionally medicinally, but I did go to school for that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I've made cards for so far that would help. I don't see anything. But yes, so hyssop, sage, salt, Dead Sea especially, or if you're really down for being stinky, red or black salt, like volcanic salt that has a very high sulfur content, is very good for clearing very malignant energies. So yes, so yeah, you're being called to cleanse. Maybe after you cleanse and you clear and you do a bath, because you can do it all. You know, you can do the egg cleanse, then hop in the bath. In fact, it's really good to do the egg cleanse before you shower or before you bathe. Before I go there, well, let me say this quickly before I lose this, is that when you've done that clearing of your energy, you might be feeling less in the Four of Pentacles energy, for one thing. Other forms of cleansing. So we have, you can utilize all of the elements to cleanse or to clear, you know, individually or together. So fire would of course be doing candle work. There's so many ways you can clear your energy using candles. Then you have air. You can use incense, you know, to clear your energy. You can use smoke cleansing and clearing to clear blah 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 to clear and cleanse your energy. Then water is a little bit more dense. It's really good for clearing denser energies, right? And then you have the element of earth, and that is for the earth. It's more like grounding your energy in order for transference, you know. So I think one of the most effective ways to cleanse and clear is through water, because water is really a beautiful element in the sense, and fire also, but water. What I love about water is that water can destroy, but it doesn't necessarily always do that. Whereas fire, when you're cleansing, it's like destroying everything and bringing it to ashes. Whereas water can clear and cleanse and purify without making you feel stripped. Now, you want to work with all the elements together. A great way to clear and cleanse your energy is with storm water. Right? So if you live in the UK, we've been having a lot of storms recently. Put your bowl out and collect some water and use it how you feel intuitively guided. Add a little bit to your bath, make a spray with it, and add peppermint essential oil and clear and cleanse with it. You know, clean your house with it. Yeah. Use stormwater. And the reason stormwater incorporates all the elements is because if it's a real storm, then you have lightning, which is the element of fire. And then you have the thunder, which comes, which is kind of like, it's like fire, but it's more like fire meets air, but it strikes the earth. And then you have, of course, the water from the rain, but you have the power of what the storm does to the earth, which is it fertilizes the earth. It makes it more nitrogenous. So really, it's all the elements working together to create. The storm works in order to have an effect on all of the elements in a very profound way in order to create change, transition, and fertility. So that's why storm energy is so powerful. Yes. Let's see. One more card. It's like I don't want to leave. One more card. This is beautiful. At the bottom we have first light, beginning a new cycle. Yes. And you see how the sun is there, and I guess this is supposed to just highlight the light of the sun, but it almost looks like a crescent moon, you know? So it's like everything, a new cycle has begun. It's waxing, it's growing. And it says watching clouds is a card that came out here. Lie back, rest, and relax. And again, it's like that energy of it's like the King of Wands and the Judgment card coming back to say, we've got this. It's already been done. Those who were trying to keep you down, they've been dealt with. Those who have been trying to keep you out and to keep you stuck in these cycles where you couldn't relax and you couldn't rest and you couldn't heal without looking over your shoulder, it's like that part for you is over. So And as I lift it up, right underneath it says, believe in magic, journey by moonlight. So you're being guided by the sun, and you're being guided by the moon, and you're being told to believe in magic. Lie back, rest, and relax. There's no need to be in fear anymore. The worst is over for many of us. So yes, that's what I have for you. I hope that this reading was helpful and insightful. If you'd like to work with me, then please make sure to check out my website below. If you want to order a Tarotstrology soul mapping report from me, then please make sure to go to Solara with an H.info, which is also below. So yes, thank you. If this reading has been helpful, please make sure to share, to subscribe, to like, do the YouTube thing. Let's get these messages circulating. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you if you have liked or subscribed or you're still here. I wish you the best. Until next time, be well.